This lesson is on the function called length. And it's a very simple function, and it's just used to determine the length of a given string. That's why I wanted to define string for you. The length being the number of characters. So string, a typical string, a typical textual value can be any combination of alphanumeric values, so numbers, letters, and special characters. So let's say any name would be saved as a string. My name is Milada. It has 6 letters. The length of my name is 6. So if we were to use the length function on my name, the value it would return would be 6. Syntax is very, very basic. The only thing needed as the argument is the string to be passed to the length function. That's basically it. We can check out. I want to comment this out. And if you're wondering how I'm doing this, just check out the first recording, the first session I did on SQL lessons. So no reason to go through all of these texts, right? Let's see what the practice question is. So we are supposed to retrieve order ID, order date, order amount, and customer name, customer ID, where customer name is of odd length for all customers who ordered. Does it seem complicated? It's not. I'm going to show you how to solve this. So I'm just copying the columns we need. It's very handy that we can do this. Copying the columns we need to select. Just speeds things up rather than typing it out from scratch, deleting anything that's not an actual column name. And want to put everything in a new row, keep it clean. So we need to retrieve that. So we're going to select that. And inspecting the tables, we have 2 tables, customers and orders. Okay, they contain valid data. Customers are identified by customer ID, orders by order ID, and they have a foreign key, customer ID, connecting them to the customer who made the order. So, as this question is requiring customers who ordered, right? We will be selecting these columns from both tables, from customers, C, and we're only interested in customers who ordered, so we're doing an inner join orders. Oh, we already had a look at the tables, so we know that they should be joined on customer ID. Whoop, look what I'm saying versus typing. All right. And what are we interested in? Customer name being of odd length. So this is the length, right? And before I honor this criteria, which obviously is a logical criteria, and it even says where, we're gonna need a where clause. I want to show you what this just looks like just by retrieving the length of the customer name. All right. Wanna run this. It's gonna be a wrong answer because I just want to show you the output. Oh, look what I did. So, few things. As length, name, and I need a comma because there's another column here. All right, Let's run it again. Okay. Length of the name, that's what it means. So we have John Smith, that's 4 characters here, and a space, that's 5, and another 5 in the last name. That's the name of his that's the length of his full name. So I'm just showing you how the length works. But that's not what the required output is, right? So we're not interested in fetching this column. We're interested in whether this column, the length of the name, is an odd value. So John Smith shouldn't end up in the final result. Alice should, Bob should, and so on, right? The odd numbers, of course, are not divisible by 2. So I'm going to remove this. We don't need that in among the columns we're selecting. We just need it here. So where length, customer name, okay. So how do we determine? This is like a lesson within a lesson, but it's very simple. How do we determine if something is an odd or an even number? That's very simple. So we want to make sure that this number, when you divide it by 2, that there is a leftover, because we want it to be an odd number. If we were looking for an even number and a customer name that has a length that's an even number, we would be looking to get customers where when you divide the length by 2, you don't get any leftovers. So there's an operator in SQL, and it's the same operator in many programming languages. Use the percentage button, and that's like in some languages called the mod. So what this does is determines what the leftover is. So if we do length, customer name percentage of when you divide by 2, and we say that equals to 1. This is criteria. I'm just adding a comment for the length to be an odd number. All right, let's run this. I think I haven't missed anything. Let's see. Customer name, order ID. Okay, I have the wrong output somehow. Customer ID, customer name, order ID. Okay, I'll just rearrange because I copied, you remember how I copied this from the question requirement, but apparently they expect a different order ID, date, amount. Let's try. Okay, no, customer ID is first. Okay. That's right. So I had the order of the columns wrong because I just expected it to be like this, which is, some ambiguity in the question, but not a big one.